Hey everybody, welcome back. Last week I took that week off from doing any work on the car. It was Veterans Day weekend, so took that car into a parade. I think I had another parade on Veterans Day for actually for the American Legion. So kind of busy last weekend. So this weekend I'm going to start doing more work on prepping the engine to pull it. So I've got that scheduled for Black Friday. And a couple of viewers of this channel, along with some other people, going to help me pull this engine. So I'll finally come out. But let me show you what I got to do today. All right. One thing is, you've got these lines here, coolant lines, that go to the transmission. I want to get those out because they look like they're out of the way, but they also look like they might get easily damaged. So I want to remove that. And then you got the filler tube here for the transmission. That's not going to clear this with pulling the engine and the transmission together. So we'll get that out. Make sure there's nothing else connecting anything together. I've been watching a lot of other videos on how people are attaching to the engines when they pull them. So I think what I need to do is one of these bolts here, get one that's a little longer, it's a grade 8, and then this bolt right here, get one that's a little longer and a grade 8 bolt, and then you can attach a chain here and here and hoist it up and lift it out. So like I said, all this is cleared out here, so it doesn't have to be lifted up that high to clear. So let me get a light to see underneath, crawl under there, and let's start taking some of these lines off. All right, as you can see, the two lines that go to the cooler come all the way back here to the back of the transmission. So I'm gonna see if I can reach in there with a line wrench and get those loose. And also I noticed on the opposite side of that is where the speedometer cable goes in, but I'm gonna have to get it roll around from the other side to get that. So let's see if I can get these apart. All right, those lines are a little more difficult, and the more I thought about it is these lines are probably lines I want to replace anyway. So if they get damaged when they come out, I'm going to replace them anyway. So I moved on to the filler net tube. So there was a bolt right here, 1/2 inch, and then where you have this strap that's attached to it, there was another bolt there. So that was a 1/2 inch as well. So let's see if this will come out here. Yeah, it's wiggling. So, all right. Nothing's gonna drop down too much. So, all right. So, got that out. Set that down. So, what I'm gonna do is place the bolts back in where I took them out of, so that way I know they're in the right place. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna try to get see if I can get the speedometer cable off. If I can find my pliers. I went looking for them a little while ago and couldn't find them. Another interesting thing, yesterday when I'm cleaning up around the garage, and I thought, well, let me just see if I can drain the oil out of this. Got that loose. Nothing came out of it. Just has 0 oil in it. Nothing in there. So that's how long this has been sitting. But you tell on this right here, you can see nice red transmission fluid coming out of it. So hopefully this is still intact, which these Power Glides are pretty hefty transmissions. So let me get these bolts back in and then go work on the speedometer cable. All right, so I've come over onto the driver's side of the car, and right there's your speedometer cable input. So it's almost right at the end of the transmission where the torque tube goes in. So see if I can. I'm just going to get a pair of just regular pliers here. See if I can get that out. Might be too big for them. No. there's no, that's how much motion I got to move this. Let me get some channel locks instead, because channel locks might get the handles a little closer and get that in. So hang on a minute. All right, I got a bigger set of channel locks here. Okay, it's moving. Do it kind of small here. I purchased these channel locks when I was stationed out in California in the early 90s. And they were so large when we were working on our cars, we called them the Jaws of Life. Because at the time, it was the biggest channel locks we had seen. So, but of course they make bigger channel locks than this, so. Okay, let's see if that's got it enough to, let's see if I can turn it with my hand. No, not quite. Move that light around. Of course, this is coming at it from the driver's side of the car. So if you're underneath your car looking for this, it's on the driver's side. I'm still not getting a lot of travel on the pliers, but moved around. So let me get this. This is going to take, a couple micro turns until it gets off. So hang on, I'll pause the video. All right, so I got the speedometer cable out, and I guess the good news is I can spin it around. There's nothing. Of course, don't have a second set of eyes to go up there and see if the speedometer cable or needle is moving. So I'll just wait till another time to do that. So I think I'm gonna wait till next weekend. Take the torque tube down. Of course, the last thing you got to remove these two bolts here, I think, to get the where the transmission is resting. I'm gonna have to check on that. Is there a bolt up in here? Maybe no. There's a. Can't tell. It doesn't feel like there's a bolt up in there. I'm gonna have to inspect around here because you got only thing that's holding in. You got this on transmission mount and then the two engine mounts. So there's some bolts around here that I need to remove to get this out. There's 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It might be those 4 there that I need to get out. Cause see, this is the part of the emergency brake, and that's held in with a different one. That looks like is that a rivet? Yeah, that's a rivet holding that into the cross member, just like this cross member here is riveted in. So to do that, so let me look under a little closer up under here to see if I've got all the linkage removed. Don't remember if I've removed the linkage or not. Oh, hang on. Get the creeper around this. So, nope, there's one, this little connection right here. So I need to get that taken care of. I see, I think that goes up to, where does it go up to? I go to the shifter. Yeah, that's part of the shifter there. And this is the, okay, this is the emergency brake line. And then, so I need to get that out, and like I said, that'll be for the shifter linkage. Let's see how it's connected here. There's a lot of moving parts to it. So you got a pivot point here, swivels on that, then there's another connection, then it goes to there. So this looks like just a cotter pin here, but it's it's rusted up pretty good. So let me get something to soak on that for a little bit, and then we'll pull it out after it soaks for a while. All right, so sprayed some PB Blaster on this. You got a spring here, and then a washer on top, and then the cotter pin. So it's probably going to be a two-hand job here. I can't hold the camera and do that at the same time, but I'm going to let you know this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bend these back up and then pull this out. Hopefully don't lose the spring or the washer, or at least watch where it flies off to. And then that'll disconnect the transmission from the shifter. Alright, so I got this out. Took a little bit of persuading with the pushing out by squeezing it with a pair of pliers there. So you can see that the it's already kind of settled into a different position there. So I think what I'll need to do is get some tie wraps or stuff. Everything that's kind of hanging but might be in the way of the engine pulling out, kind of tie wrap it into place, just keep it out of the way. That might be best and the easiest thing to do. Don't see anything else that's really attached to the transmission, like I said, except for where the transmission mount is and then the torque tube, and that's about the only thing left on it there. So I'll probably watch some other YouTube videos, some other great creators out there that are putting a lot of good stuff on here, doing basically the same thing I'm doing, but kind of lean on a lot of them. I need to write them down so I can acknowledge them. Several different ones out there, but just taking a little bit from everybody, bits and pieces here and there. So let me go take those bolts out that I'm going to use to hoist the engine, so I can find some longer ones at the hardware store. So let me get to that. All right, almost forgot. Bill at Chair City Corvette Center, nice enough to give me these small tags. I've got larger tags, so all the components that I just pulled off of that, got them labeled, got them tagged, and I'm gonna go over here and put them on the wall with everything else. Need to start a new peg there for smaller items. So good stuff to hang around, so you know where everything went to. So let's take a check of these bolts here, see if I can guess them right off the bat. Oop, a little bigger. 9/16. Yep, 9/16. These 9/16. Yep, 9/16. So I'm going to take those two out, and those will be my mounting points for hoisting the engine out. So let me get a ratchet and get those out. Alright, so I got these two bolts out. So what I saw in the other videos and stuff, if I get a replacement for these that are just a ½ an inch longer, correct thread size and all that, make sure they're at least grade 8 bolts. So I'll put that in this bag here, and I had this bag sitting here. I had one of these still left out. I think this one right here, it dirt dauber or something had built up in the hole there, so I had to clean that out. Just hadn't done that yet. So I'll carry that with me until I have a chance to go to the hardware store. Like I said, everything here's clean and removed on this side. Everything's removed on this side here. That should lift out. I don't know. Don't know if I want to take the distributor out or not. That might just provide a little bit extra clearance if I take the distributor out, but it only needs to go up a little bit. That might help out. Let me know in the comments if you've had experience doing that. If you think maybe the distributor come out would help with the clearance or not. I didn't see anybody else take them out on videos. Of course, a lot of those people took the took the hoods off and had a hoist right above. But with everything out of the front, a lot of people said it will come out with the hood up. To get the hood off, I'd have to take those springs off, and then looks like two bolts on each side. So, but when you start doing that, then alignment, when you put everything back together, just try not to hassle with a lot of that. Do that, keep the wires out of the way. This right here still hasn't moved. I don't know what's keeping it in place. If it's really frozen up from being rusty, or is there something else inside that I need to do or manipulate to get it to come around. Let's see. This right here, I think that's oil. Okay, yeah, that's an oil pressure line. That's there. And then there's the temperature gauge. Keep those out of the way. I'll have to tie the oil pressure back, make sure it stays out of the way with that. So that's it for this weekend. Once I get the engine out, I'll start working on taking this out, getting it painted, cleaning up the whole interior, or the engine bay. I think on this, I don't know, the wet sanding is probably not going to do a lot to it, but all the cables and stuff, I'm going to take those out because I'm going to rewire it. With experience with the Corvair, the 65, you're just going to be fighting electrical problems until you just change the whole cable out. So do that. Start working on the 12-volt conversion for it. And get a lot of stuff cleaned up. There's a lot of grease and stuff that's just all accumulated everywhere here. But really get the engine bay cleaned up before putting the engine back in. And then this right here, this is riveted in. So I'll order the replacement part for this and see how they have it. And I guess I can put pop rivets back in or something like that. But that's just that's an easy little part there to change out. But thanks for watching. Enjoy your comments. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Sometimes my device doesn't let me know there's a comment, and I see it a little late. But I really will try to reply to all the comments as much as I can. If it gets too many comments, which that probably won't happen for quite a while. But thank all y'all for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you have any thoughts, tips, hints, anything like that, let me know that as well. I appreciate them quite a bit. And then 2 weeks, hopefully we'll be pulling this engine, or less than 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. Thanks.